leaders, and welcome to Break Time. Today's break time comes from Proverbs 16:19. Better to be lowly in spirit with the oppressed than to share plunder with the proud. What is Solomon trying to say? If you listened to yesterday's, you heard that Solomon had us thinking about pride and what it means, and he's going to continue on in this, teaching us about pride. Now, there's nothing wrong with being rich. Don't hear what I'm not going to say. There's nothing wrong with it. As a matter of fact, Solomon was probably one, if not the richest man that ever lived. Who wrote these proverbs? So, I'm not criticizing the poor or the rich, and neither is Solomon. But what he is saying is, it's better to be lowly in spirit than to be haughty, because you're surrounded by those who what? Are rich. And this is so difficult in our world because we've often attached success with what? Being, you fill it in, being rich, being powerful, having the right position, having the right status, having the right friends, driving the right car, living in the right home, associating with the right people. Do I need to go on and on and on? And this is what he's talking about here. It's better to have the right view of oneself instead of associating with a bunch of people who have the wrong view of who they are. And that is so difficult in America, I think. I've traveled to different countries where this is not normally the issue. We're dealing with a whole lot of other issues, but humility is okay to sit with anyone, regardless of who they are, because they're so comfortable in who they are before God and who they are with other people. We live in a relational world. God has placed us in a relational world. And if our relationships are only associating with people who are wealthy, is what Solomon said, we need to be very cautious. We need to guard our hearts. And it is better. Church, Christians, workplace leaders, I think it's imperative that we have the right view of who we are in view of who God has made us to be. When we view ourselves in light of who God is seeing us as people that has been created in His image, first and foremost, that is where we get our confidence. That is where we get how we view ourselves, and we should be living in relationship with everybody, regardless of their income, regardless of their status position. And do not fall for the lie. Please, do not fall for the lie that it's something other than God that makes you feel good about who you really are. Do you hear what I'm saying? Be so cautious that we are walking so lowly in spirit because of our view of how God is seeing us. You know how He views you? He views you through the eyes of Jesus, and His value of you was so impeccable, so incredible, that He went to the cross for you and me. That's how we get to view ourselves. It's not based on anything other than what? The death of Jesus Christ and the resurrection. So let us celebrate today with all those that God has placed around us. Let us enter into relationship with them in such a way that we can help build them in Christ instead of trying to continue to build ourselves. That's what he's saying. You're already built because of everything that Christ has given you. God bless you and have a wonderful day building up others.